We're following breaking news today, continuing our coverage of this triple shooting that's happened at Cleveland Park in Spartanburg.
Yeah, let's take another live look at the scene here where you can see deputies taking shelter and establishing a perimeter around a house in that area where they're trying to make contact with somebody inside a house. They try and resolve the situation again where 3 people, including a Spartanburg County deputy, have been shot near Cleveland Park in Spartanburg. We don't know who's in that house. So we don't know whether there is one suspect in that house they're trying to establish contact with, or if there are other people involved, which certainly would impact the way that law enforcement responds to this scene. But there are agencies from all over the upstate and from the state level establishing this area to protect the rest of the community from what has transpired here on Amelia Drive in Spartanburg.
Yeah, the one thing we know is that, according to the sheriff, no one in custody yet.
Right. All right, let's check in. Some of these patients have been taken to Spartanburg Regional to get treatment there. Again, 3 people needing treatment for gunshot wounds. The good news we can report is that none of them have died at this point. In fact, the deputy, the sheriff tells us, should recover from his wounds. Let's check in with Ann Maxwell. She's standing by at Spartanburg Regional trying to gather some information about the condition of those patients. Ann.
Gordon, that's right. Sheriff Chuck Wright feeling a lot of relief this evening, saying the deputy is going to be okay. We've reached out to the hospital to see how those 2 Spartanburg Water employees who were shot are doing. They told us to refer all of our questions to law enforcement. Again, we've been in touch with the sheriff. We've reached out to the public information officer about how those other 2 victims are doing. We haven't heard anything from them yet. We've been here for about half an hour or so. Not a lot of action to report here at the emergency room at Spartanburg Regional. We've heard some sirens, some ambulances in the general vicinity, but nothing that would obviously be tied to this shooting today. But we are still standing by, waiting to get the latest, and we'll be here at Spartanburg Regional. So if anything else comes out, if we hear anything, we'll let you all know. Live in Spartanburg, Ann Maxwell, 7 News.
Law enforcement, I don't know if you've even been able to get over up to the ER to tell, but I mean, has there been a lot of officers there kind of showing support?
I haven't seen any, Amy, since I've been here. I went up to that circle by the emergency room, and I didn't see any law enforcement presence there. They obviously have a lot on their hands at this scene right now, but we're here. We're going to keep an eye out, and we're not even sure if any of these victims have been transported to Spartanburg Regional. We're still just kind of standing by, waiting to hear, as y'all have been reporting, you know, still an active scene out there. Amy?
Okay. All right, that's Ann Maxwell reporting for us there. We want to show you a little bit more.
Yeah.
One thing we've tried to be careful about here is, because this is an ongoing situation, you've got a SWAT team surrounding a house, and we can assume it's possible whoever's in that house has a television. So we're trying to be very careful not to show where those officers are taking their protective positions, how they're staging to surround this house. We can go back in time a little bit and show you where they were. So let's do that. Let's roll a little bit of the video here. We recorded a short time ago from that area. Well, this is actually over on Asheville Highway, but there it is. This is that area where officers are staging. In fact, is that a Spartanburg Water truck as he zooms in?
Yeah.
That I'm looking at there? So this is very close to the area where some of this activity has taken place. You can see the staging officers, including SWAT officers from the county. We have City of Spartanburg Police, and you see weapons drawn, taking protective positions behind these vehicles in that area. Greenville County is there to assist as well, and state agents are a part of this. These guys do train together. They do train to respond to these sort of multi-agency assist situations. And so it's not that unusual, and when you have something of this magnitude, especially with an officer shot, to have this kind of enormous multi-agency response.
Absolutely, and you're seeing various agencies like the State Law Enforcement Division that were on that scene close to the house. You saw the Spartanburg Water truck in the video, and again, this is a story that continues to unfold as they try to make that contact with someone inside, and our crew on the scene is hearing them attempting to do that, and so we'll keep you posted if they're successful.
And literally, I mean, I'm sure you've heard it before. The police can get on that loudspeaker on a car, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to blast information to that house because they don't have a number to call, saying call 911 and let us talk to you. We can bring you help if you need it. We can at least talk about what it is you need to get you out of this house and resolve this. As we go back live, these pictures from that area, South Cleveland Park Drive, Amelia Street, and these are the police officers. In fact, you can still see them off to the left of the screen. You see how the road kind of wraps
Curves.
back around there. So it goes to the left and wraps back around. That area they're focused on is just behind those trees where the road wraps around. There's a house there that has drawn all of this attention as we continue to cover 3 people shot.
We'll be right back with more. Stay with us.